Yay! Broadcast is live. Hello, everyone.
Hey, everybody. Happy
Thursday.
Thursday.
All right. Now it's coming up. Nobody's in the chat yet.
Let me make sure that I can see myself. Oh, let me turn myself down. All right. Well, welcome everyone. Happy Thursday to the special stream. I don't always go on Thursdays at this time, but we have a very special stream today. We have a very special guest, Sherie, Surfer Girl 326 on YouTube, and we are going to talk today about Christian music, our love for it, and so yeah, so once people pop in here, there's Tina. I see Tina.
Always watching.
Always watching.
Yeah. They nailed it on the head when they gave her Roz. Pete gave her
watching, Roz. Always watching. You didn't file your paperwork. So anyway, welcome Tina and Chuck. Hi Chuck. So
alrighty, so where you want to start?
So, and Darla Parsons, welcome. Good to see you.
Hey, Darla. Oh, she comments on all my videos. She's so sweet. Thank you, Darla. How are you doing?
Yeah, so Sherie did a video. I guess it was maybe a month ago ish.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago.
Well, I think maybe I watched it a month ago. But in it, you talk about Christian music, you listed off all the artists and talked about concerts, and you even mentioned a mention of Veggie Tales in there, and I was like, wow, she's like speaking my language. So
sorry.
It's okay.
I'm just my light is so bright, and I'm just trying to see if I can. Oh well, you keep talking. I'm just gonna try to adjust some.
So I see Broadway Disney fan in here. Tina. Yeah. So I commented on the video. We should I totally do a stream. Or something with you about Christian music, and so we've been planning this for a few weeks, and here we are. So
I got the darn sun in my over here, so I'm sorry. It's just gonna have to be what it is.
Well, Tina,
and then I turned my ring light off, and then it was like dark on one side. So
yeah, I've got the same problem. I've got the window here, but this is like my only spot I can really do streams from. That you won't see the rest of the mess in my room. So anyway, Tina says, Sherie, you look great. Don't adjust the light. So yeah, so let's like get going on this.
Oh, okay. I never knew that, Tina. You told them you wanted Roz. She said Pete wanted to give them Miss Piggy. Yeah, I agree. Ross Spitzer. Why would they want to get from Miss Piggy? I don't know.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because Tina and I we took a picture in front of the topiary at Epcot
Oh, oh, okay.
last year, and but I see Tina with I see the Raws all the time, of course. So Tina is Miss Piggy and Roz, multiple personalities, and we love them all. Um,
And
so
I was very honored when I got Merida because um, I had watched her before, but I was very humbling whenever I received that because cause everybody said it was unanimous. Everyone said when they, I don't, I'm sure there was other people nominated, like I think maybe Heather might have been, and that Disney housewife, another sweet friend of mine, who also went through breast cancer. And I mean, I'm sorry, not breast cancer, but she did have cancer. She had ovarian cancer, but everyone that got nominated, I was just anyway. We're here to talk about Christian music.
yeah.
All right.
so so I kind of had a rough idea of what kind of to talk about, and so I have here kind of. I thought maybe we could each kind of give a little introduction, maybe to ourselves and even our YouTube channels, and then go into like when you started listening to Christian music, when's like the first time you remember, and kind of maybe talk about kind of maybe doing that a little bit, and we talk about some favorites, and some other things. So, Sherie, I can let you go first. When did you start listening to Christian music?
Well, oh gosh, I'm old, so so in the I remember in the early '80s, um, just always listening to Christian music, gospel music, was my I grew up with gospel music and pretty much Amy Grant and Sandy Patty was who I listened to, and I'm trying to remember when Michael W. Smith came on the scene and him, but just a lot of old gospel artists and stuff. But I lived and I was trying to find it. I have Amy's first cassette that I wore out, and I was trying to find it. I couldn't find it because it was very scandalous because she has a leopard jacket on, and the school I went to, they would only let us listen to Christian music, um, and I mean in the dorm. Like I stayed there my senior year. My uncle and his mom basically put me through. Uh, it's private school, but it was co-ed. They they were Seventh Day Adventist, and his mom was gracious. She paid for my tuition. I did have to work. It was the school was so small, so you had to. The freshmen and juniors went to school in the morning and then worked in the afternoon. The sophomore and seniors worked in the morning and went to which is worked in the morning. Yeah, it was vice versa. So, so I worked in the laundry to help pay for my tuition, and in the dorm we could only it was either no no sound instrumentals. You could only or Christian music, and I would give them my cassette and let them play Amy Grant so we could have somebody. And she was one I always listened to her. But then in the early 90s, I moved to Florida and found Christian radio. Way FM I was when I moved to Fort Myers. I'm trying to think because when I was in Fort Lauderdale, I don't I hadn't really gotten to the whole variety, all the different kinds of Christian music. But when I moved to Fort Myers, I found this Way FM. And different churches would have concerts on, and I got to see so many artists for free. And let me tell you something. That was such an experience. And several times they would go. They would, after the concert was over, they would say, "Okay, everyone, go over to Lifeway or whatever bookstore it was," and the artist would come there and sit down. I got to talk face to face to Rebecca St. James several times. Uh, and if anybody doesn't know who Rebecca St. James is, she has two little brothers, Joel and Luke. And I actually, one of my interactions that I mentioned on my video, I got to meet them when they were like teenagers, I believe. They came here. I was going to Beach Church, and it was a whole family affair. When she would perform, one was like her, not roadie, but I mean, her manager. One would, tell everyone what they need to be done. Because James at that time he would like run spotlights and do different things. And I always volunteered. I would come and I would request off that day and just help carry things, whatever needed to be done, set up anything, and then come back that evening, and I would get to come into the church and our free little section wherever in the nosebleed, wherever it was, because it was a big auditorium. It used to be the Ronnie Millsap Theater or something, I believe. And so I got a free T-shirt out of it. I got a Rebecca St. James T-shirt out of it, and but she is amazing in concert. I'm so glad she's got she has a new album, but she has a new song that's out right now. But Joel and Luke from King Country are amazing. I would love to see them in concert. I don't know if you follow them, any Christian artists on Instagram. Do you follow anybody?
I pretty much follow like all of them. Like, well, most of the ones that I'm going to list off in a minute, like Rebecca St. James. She's like right at the top of my favorites. And you talked about.
You see my picture. This was when I met her. She signed it and everything.
Oh wow!
She was amazing. Yes, she was like what, 16 maybe when I met her. Like it was like 91 or 92, I think, when I saw her. And when I waited, not going back. Yeah.
But I don't know if you have this as well. But she put this video out. And you talked about.
I don't have that one, but I do remember seeing that.
She put this out. Her album "Pray" was like the current album, and so this is like an hour-long interview with her.
Oh wow!
And it's kind of intercut with some footage from a concert. It looked like it was from like a music festival. I'm not sure which one, but. And also footage of like the interviewers were actually rode with the family in their RV, and so there's some footage of like them talking. And so this is I've had this for well, I guess it came out and they did this would have been like 99 or 2000. But
because "Pray" was the baseball T-shirt that I had. I was trying to find it. That got for free. That was. Oh no, it was the one after that because she was a little bit older.
Transform.
It was actually a Christmas concert. When I was here, but when I met her, "Pray," I got that when I was in Fort Myers, but it was a Christmas concert.
Okay.
And but I just want so during pandemic, I don't know if you knew this, but Joel he went live was about 1:00 every day. I think he might not have went Saturday or Sunday, and he would go on and it really just touched my heart because they couldn't perform, they couldn't go anywhere. Every day he would get on. Hey, he would be at home. Their big dog. They have a great name. He would show the dog. He would just talk. He would take a walk, and he wanted to keep interacting with his fans. And one day and usually every day he would at least one or two. He would let a fan join, and he would go. It would how the screen does, and I admired that so much because when an artist realizes they're nothing without their fans. I mean, coming to their shows and buying everything, that's and for him to do that, to give back to their fans every day. I look forward to that every day. I tried to go in. I went in almost every day because it was when I was going through breast cancer. It was 2020, and I think he might have stopped at the beginning of last year because he kept doing it for almost a year, longest time. And he even one time he had Luke on there, and Luke and his family actually live on a farm. They have cows, and look, I bought this cow, I bought this, and they're just normal people, and and I'm like, oh my gosh, and they didn't. This is this is us. This is what we're God has blessed us, and yeah, just I really love for King and Country. When I was so in did they? I'm trying to think if they have they come to Epcot. I'm trying to think. Whenever Josh and Jenna and they're usually one.
I don't think they have. I know Toby Mac did.
Yes, I was just gonna. For his birthday, Josh went and he wanted to see Toby Mac, and I think Jenna went for Lauren Daigle, and everybody in the chat. Why are we sitting here? Why are we watching this? We could be going. But Toby came out, and how it is. They're like, and everybody's, this is Christian music, and I'm like, that's my Toby. Yep, that's my. We had a festival here. Have you heard of Luis Palau? He is amazing. He's a speaker. He's from Argentina, I believe, and he came 1 or 2 years, and he had Kurt and just all kinds of Kirk Franklin and Toby. And do you know what Toby did? He climbed up the I don't know what you call it, the rafters. What do they call the scaffolding? He was climbing up the scaffolding and hanging off and singing up the scaffolding. It was so hilarious. But that's just he's got more energy than I do, and it's so funny because Tim and everybody teases me that I have so much energy, and I'm trying to tone it down a little bit to let you talk. But when I talk, when I get the chance to talk about something I love, Disney, Christian music, it's you want to share the love.
Yeah. Well, I've seen. Well, let me go back. Let me tell about kind of when Christian music. I started listening to Christian music. So I kind of grew up. I guess it was about the late 90s,
Yeah.
98, 99, when I really started to listen a lot more to Christian music. Growing up, we had like tapes and CDs of like Twyla Paris, Sandy
Yes, that's another one.
Steve Green.
Yes. Oh.
As kids, we grew up. We listened to Salty, the singing songbook. I don't know if you're familiar with them, but they were kind of big, a lot big, like before Veggie Tales started.
I was going to say that's about when Veggie Tales was
but Veggie Tales became a lot bigger than Salty ever did. But who else?
Did you ever watch any Willie Ames Bible Man videos?
Some. I have a younger brother who was really into it for a few years, and so he got all the videos, DVDs or whatever, and he had the suit. So So I've seen it. I mean, it was kind of, I was just kind of, with it. um, what else? Um, so there were a few of the artists that I kind of listened to, and we, grew up listening to. But really, in the late '90s is when I started getting into Christian music, listening. The local Christian radio station here. I don't know if you heard of Z88.3. They're in Orlando.
We
They're
probably.
kind of the big thing here. Um, hey Nicole, welcome. Thank you for the thumbs up. Anyway, I started listening to the morning show. The two DJs on there, Scott and Lisa. I really just started getting into their morning show, and so like through them, as they were talking, we would do a lot of they would play all the Christian music, and then they would, even from time to time, they would like have like an artist on. Um, so that's that like 98, 99. I really started to get into the Christian music. And since we were talking about Rebecca St. James, was my first Christian album that I ever got. Um,
Which
Rebecca
one is
St.
that?
James, Pray.
I think I had two or three of hers.
Yeah. So this is Pray.
Yeah.
And this got very well listened to, and then I have the CD now, and I pretty much have all of Rebecca's
I think
CDs, but
I think I have the CD that's got her like this kind of pose. It's I can't remember what the name of it is.
that would be God.
Yes, God, that's
Yeah,
what.
yeah.
Oh, I played that song. I love that song.
So I also have this other cassette. This is another cassette that still has the the paper inside.
That's Stephen.
Stephen Curtis Chapman.
Yes,
That's his
yes.
speechless album, and then I have a couple other ones that I couldn't find, but I know for a fact that I lost like the paper, the fancy. I have the Avalons
Oh, I've
in a
got it.
in a different light. I think was the one I have. I also have an Amy Grant cassette of her. What's it called? Age to Age, I think it is.
I think that's probably the one that I have. That's I should be. I'm trying to. I think that's the one with the leopard jacket. I believe she's looking down, and I think that might be it. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't think she had a leopard jacket, but like I said, I lost
Maybe it
like
was a different.
you know, I lost the fancy paper, so I don't know what the actual album cover is.
So have you who have you seen in concert?
So in concert, so Rebecca St. James, we'll start with her. I've seen her, I want to say 4 times. I saw her. Okay, I know that I saw her. I saw her once at Christmas in Lakeland. This is my ticket stub that I found from in 2004. She toured with Newsboys and Jeremy Camp. That was my first exposure to like real exposure to Jeremy Camp, and so I actually started, following Jeremy Camp because of this concert. But I really just went for like Newsboys and Rebecca St. James. So like now Jeremy Camp's like at the top of my list too. So that was a fun concert. That was the Newsboys their Adoration tour, and it was a really good concert. We sat up in the balcony of the church, and the Newsboys and Rebecca did a song together on the stage. I don't remember which song. It's not one that they have on their albums. But that was a fun concert.
I was trying to see. I had CD. I grabbed all my Newsboys CDs, and I was trying because I have up to the microphone.
I saw that. So I saw them.
Shine.
I saw the Newsboys when they were on their Step Up to the Microphone tour. So I saw the drum set, that spins.
Yes, isn't that amazing?
It goes on the side. So I saw that, and the huge microphones with all
They came to House of Blues here. And they came to House of Blues here. Oh my gosh, the bouncers there were so funny. They were trying not to get into it, but you could see that they were amazing. And then what? This is the Take Me to Your Leader. Yeah, this is Take Me to Your Leader. I think that's when I first started. They did an awesome that video. They went to the Kennedy Space Center to film that. The Take Me to Your Leader. That was awesome. They did like a premiere in Florida there, so that was a go. This and then this was one of their older ones. The original guy that was with them, Jody.
Yeah,
that's a real old one. 92. That was from 92, and then they did like a remixed one. But I think Stephen Curtis Chapman was my first concert. He was my actual first. I can't remember who was with him, but yeah, he and I've just loved him ever since then. When his son ran over his little daughter, my heart just broke when he lost his little girl.
Oh, Maria, yeah.
I think that was like 10 years ago. When that something like that, it's just and then but he made Cinderella from that. As soon as that happened, I'm like, oh God, is he going to crawl in a hole? Is he going to disappear? And he was like on Good Morning America, him and his son, like 2 weeks after that. And I was like, oh my God, he's going to be okay. What I was so with his son, his teenage son, because it was a total accident. He didn't know she was there. And when it happened, the son just took off. And the brother had to go after him to make sure he was okay. And the whole story was just like him. And then when Toby's son, True Dog, and I have been listening to True Dog since, what was he, like 3 years old, 4 years old? Every CD that Toby has, he has True Dog, and he does this little and when his name is Truett, I think. And it's such a shame that we're going to be robbed of all his music, because Truett was an awesome musician in his own right. And I knew that, but the last one he did was Hey, I Want a Mac Daddy.
Yeah,
I think it was either on Portable Sounds or one of those.
That was on Eye on It, I think.
God, I love that song. I could, man, I could burn 2,000 calories that song. I love that song. That is when he performed. I think he performed at the Epcot. He did Eye on It, and he did a couple slow ones. But when and you know what? He's coming back this year. He's coming to Epcot. I hope you get to go. Please go watch him for me.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yes, when they do I think they do the Food and Garden Festival. I believe Garden Rocks. I think they have the series, because I'm probably not going to get because I'm coming in February, right when they're starting. But I don't know when he's coming. But he is scheduled to come back to Epcot, and I'm like, I'm so jealous. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm getting a pass. I'm gonna be able to go get a pass probably the first week of March. But I'll definitely look at the schedule.
Oh, that's awesome. Darla and Broadway Disney fans said they've seen Newsboys in concert.
So Newsboys, yeah, I've seen Newsboys 3 times. I saw So I saw the Step Up to the Microphone um, concert. They they were touring with, I think, Third Day was
Oh,
like open for them, so they were like just starting, I think, or it was really early in their
do you know
career.
Mac Powell's going solo right now? Did you know that?
I saw, yeah,
I
I
like,
listened
oh, I
to.
want to see him. I love Mac Powell. Oh my God, that Third Day. He's another one I follow on Instagram. His kids, oh my God, they are so talented. Cash, his son's name is Cash. He lets them sing on his he's on Instagram. They'll sing with Mac. They are amazing. And I'm not sure if they have a little group themselves, but all his it's in the genes, like just like just like Stephen Kerr's Chapman. Hey, what is their his his daughter and one son, his daughter and her husband. They have a little band, and I can't remember the name of it. His kids are also very musically inclined.
Well, yeah, and his, I don't, I don't think it's, well, it's not necessarily Christian, but I know his two sons are in a band with two other guys called Colony House,
Okay.
and I wasn't really into the music. I mean, I checked it out because it was his sons, but I mean, it's kind of, it feels kind of like the feel of the albums to me was kind of like 70s or 80s kind of
Oh,
rock, kind of, at least to me that's what
oh,
it's
like
kind
maybe
of.
techno or would
Not techno, it's kind of
because I
anyway, it's called Colony House if you want to like look it
that the
up.
name that's the name of the
Yeah,
band.
Colony
Okay.
House. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll try to find a video and maybe send it to you. But yeah, there was, wasn't really into that group. But anyway, yeah, they are very musically gifted. But anyway, you were talking about Stephen Curtis Chapman, and he put out this book a few years ago.
Is that the Cinderella one? Yeah. Or is
So this
is
is
that a bio?
between heaven and the real world. It's a
Oh,
whole book, like an autobiography, and he talks about. Um, there's the back cover, him and his guitar. Um, so he goes into, he just talks about his whole life, his career. He talked about when they lost Maria. Um, he's got pictures in it. Here's one picture. Um, I don't know if you can see that. It's him and Maria right there. I don't
oh.
know if that's showing up too well, but he's got pictures like all throughout the
Because
book.
I'm trying. What is your favorite? I don't know if I could pick. What is your favorite Stephen Curtis Chapman song? I don't know if I could.
I don't know. I don't
I have
know if I
so
can
many.
pick.
I
I
love
know.
Dive. I love Dive. But Cinderella. Oh, when it came out, I just because I have no. My dad. I've not had a relationship with him. Has chosen not to be in my life. But my heavenly Father has taken care of me way beyond any earthly dad could ever do. So I'm good.
Yeah,
Some people, their dads, are better without them. Maybe I have, my, but that Cinderella song, it made me more and that he what he lost out on my father. It was such a sweet song. But that Dive, man, you can't sit still when you hear Dive. There's no way. There's so many.
I know.
Because and I have so many different. There's so many like we say newsboys and because that's why like what you had asked me before the different moods you're in because I love a real I like to I mean when I'm cleaning or if I'm just listening listen to music with good beat. That's why I love Toby Mac and I've always And let me go back a little bit. Have you ever? When did DC Talk? Well, they didn't release, but did you ever get to see them all together when they were DC Talk?
I didn't. I didn't see DC Talk. I haven't seen Toby Mac.
Oh,
I have seen the Newsboys since Michael Tate. Um,
right. Oh,
Actually, I think when I saw them, probably
they,
within probably maybe a year or so after he started as the lead singer. I think it was in 2000. I want to say it was 2010.
yeah. Because
Um, they came
and
to Orlando.
And
Um,
I'm so glad they went solo. I mean, they never really have broke up, but Michael has got that awesome raspy voice, and I'm so glad the Newsboys picked him up because I love Michael so much. And K Max, who was also with them, he was with Audio Adrenaline for a while, for like 1 year or so. But he
yeah, they
doesn't like
put
to
out
go
like
on concert. He gained a lot of weight, and he became very self-conscious, but his voice, Kevin,
oh yeah,
he has put out a single, and if anybody's like an '80s fan, I love his single. I have it downloaded. It's very like the Carlton vibe kind of. It's just a very '80s. But all three of them on their own. That's why. But Toby has such a heart for God, and I'm so glad he has, that we've been able to see so much music out of him. I mean, yeah, Eye on It, Portable Sounds. I mean, just so many. And Jeremy, we drove to Florence to see him, and Jeremy opened for him a couple years ago. That was amazing. But yeah, there is just because um, what I was getting to was like this past week, I'm going through a really tough time emotionally because I did lose my friend Jesse, and when you're going through anything, uh, worship and praise music, it will if you let it, it will just heal your soul. It really will just if you I mean it's just like any relationship, if you and you do have to have a relationship with him. But if you just, and honestly, the day after I found out my friend Jessie died, I just wanted to crawl a hole and I was so mad, but she's with her mom and she's in a better place. But I'm like, it just hurt so bad. And I said, God, you better fill this hole right now because I don't know what I meant. I mean, I spoke with her. I do not have very many friends that I was as close with her, and we talked every day. We just shared things, and I tried to call my sister a couple days ago. Just hey, I love you. Just to let hey, God forbid something happened to me. My sister knows that I love her, and I'm always thinking of her. And she never picked up. She never texted me. And I'm like, well, I tried. All I can do is keep calling her and say, hey, I love you. How you doing? So you have to just take one day at a time, and that's what I've been doing. And I'm just so grateful to everyone that has private messaged me every once in a while. Hey, Sherie, how are you doing? You hanging in there? And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be okay. But thinking about her family. But I just kept listening to my praise music and my worship music, and just listening to the words. Because I think one of my songs I always share with people when they're grieving, um, Casting Crowns. I praise you in this storm. Have you you know what I'm talking about?
yeah, Casting Crowns. Hmm.
And I praise you and it could just say, um, I remember I'm trying to think the words, but that song just ministers to me. But when I was going through everything I was going through, my niece's my nephew's wife, she sent me Lauren Daigle CD, and I don't know what I would have done without that CD. Lauren Daigle, she is just amazing, young and I was so glad when Jenna when she went to watch her. I'm trying to find trying to find it so I could show you the cover. But she's got so many. But my favorite right now is Rescue. Rescue Me, Rescue. Um, she's like out in the desert, and it's just God just says how He's fighting. I will, fight for you. I will, and that song just every time anytime I'm just, depressed or sad, um, He's like, I got you. I got, you got this. I got you. Everything's gonna be okay. Because if you don't, you just check out. It's like, and when I hear people, and and it's just it just really helps me a lot. I Some people read, some people do different things, and I do like to go for walks on beaches and stuff. But music, um, it just fills that gap, when and just shut your eyes and you just listen, and it just has really helped me the last couple of days. Get me out of that funk. So, because God, we may get lonely sometimes, but if you know God, you are never alone. You're never alone.
Amen. Yeah. That's the thing too, is, and you mentioned before, it's much more meaningful when you do have that relationship with God. But also, the thing I was thinking about too is that the Christian music is, even if us as Christians might listen to something that's more, not in the Christian arena, the Christian music is much more meaningful and helpful because it is about God and His words and His all that.
Yeah.
So, and it
Well, you know what James always said. He heard it somewhere, and I still believe it. Garbage in, garbage out. When you hear something that's not, I mean, and secular music is great. I do like to listen to some, but um, when it starts, not profanity, but oh gosh, um, you know, just I just choose to honor him. I love to listen to Christian music, and I mean, now I love my Beach Boys, and different things like that. But it's just I when I get in my truck, and James, he listens to everything. He likes his 80s, and I just choose to listen to his radio, my Way FM. I mean, we have his radio and K Love. That's what we have here in South Carolina. And that's just what and everybody's got to each his own, and but what's so great about it, and what brought us together, actually, me and James, our love for rap. Not I don't really like rap, like hip hop, because I don't. I think my first love was Kirk Franklin, and I don't know. You know Kirk? Have you heard of Kirk Franklin?
yeah, I've
Oh
yeah,
my God.
I know a handful of his songs.
He so I started when he had God's Property. This is one of that went mainstream. I think Revolution went mainstream. Um, and a couple other ones, but he has a song, when I need to take a breath. It's actually on his Christmas album, and it's called "Behold the Lamb." I'm sorry, my light is giving me a fit. I don't know what's good.
Yeah,
Can't
your
see my
lighting kind
pen.
of.
I know it's my phone. It's trying to focus.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah, but it's called "Now Behold the Lamb," and it's a beautiful song, and Kirk Franklin is actually a pastor. I was talking to Russ, and he actually has got to hear him preach. He in a little uh, in Tennessee, because that's where. No, Texas. Is it Texas? I can't remember, but Kirk is amazing. We also saw him in House of Blues. He had, what did he call the not the Baptist Church of something? I forgot what he called it. The revival. We were having church at the House of Blues that night. That's all I know. But and because Skillet is a really, really hard, um, rock and roll band. But they have the song called Monster. I just feels like a monster. And I just, when I want to get that rock vibe, I listen to Skillet. And, and Newsboys, but Skillet and there's just so many Christian art. And Jars of Clay is another one that went they have a mainstream song. They went mainstream, but they're really awesome also. But it's just that's why people they put like a label Christian gospel, but it's like no, it's just yeah. But when they have the Dove Awards, you would not believe how many categories there are for the Dove, because the Dove is just Christian music. There's gospel,
Yeah.
Southern gospel, all that the bluegrass. There's so many, and then there's contemporary, and everything. But there are so many categories, and I just choose, as long as I can, get my groove on, I just want to listen to Christian music, and not everybody, wants to do that. That's fine, to each his own. But for me to be in my right frame of mind, that's what I choose to do. Most of the time, yeah. When I'm not listening to Disney soundtracks.
I know. Yeah, I listen to Disney, other movie soundtracks like Star Wars, the
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings music, soundtracks. I enjoy those. But another, let me see. Oh, so when we were talking about our concerts,
Mhm.
I don't know if you ever went to the Night of Joy that they had at Disney.
I never got to. Me and James, when we first got married, we tried to go, but they stopped doing it, and then Universal, they had Rock the Universe, and the year before I got married, I was supposed to go to that. Is that a DVD or?
So this is the I got to go in 2001 to Night of Joy
Oh
and
wow!
saw. So this is the map. As you can
Oh
see, it's the Magic Kingdom, and this is the special map. It tells all throughout the park where the different artists were performing. So like
I see Michael W. Smith, and
yeah, Michael W. Smith was there. So Michael W. Smith, Kirk Franklin, and Jars of Clay
yeah,
performed in front of the castle.
yeah.
Fantasyland. Oh, so no one was in Fantasyland.
I wish they would bring
On
back.
Tomorrowland was plus one.
Oh yeah.
Jackie Velasquez and Rebecca St. James. I
Love
that
Jackie.
was like the main reason I wanted to go. That was like
Rebecca.
yeah. Let's see. They were on the
But
Tomorrowland stage,
oh wow, okay.
and then in Cosmic Rays
I was just gonna say, okay, that must
was
be Sunday Eclipse, yeah.
Cosmic Rays with Stacy Orico,
Oh
Rachel Lampa, Whisper Loud, and Anointed.
yeah, I think I've seen Anointed.
Who else? In Adventureland was Salvador.
Oh
Is there anyone else? Seems like there was more, but yeah, so when I went with my dad and one of my brothers, we saw Michael W. Smith. We saw I think we saw Jars of Clay too.
oh
Yeah, Michael W. Smith, Jars of Clay. We
Jay,
watched Plus One, and then Rebecca St. James.
my husband's in the chat, and
Oh, hey James, how are you?
that's his channel, James KI4JKV.
So
So
House of Blues Missionary Baptist Church, I guess.
that's what Kirk Franklin said when he yeah, that's what he called it.
So anyway, yeah.
I
So
wish they
anyway,
would bring that back because
yeah, I know.
that might be so amazing. because Epcot, you just get to see one band, and it's like that's
And
awesome and
it's good that
everything.
they're doing at least that. But anyway, the special memory I have of Night of Joy, beyond just the fact that I went, is that that was the weekend before 9/11, and
But, oh my
Michael
goodness.
W. Smith's worship album came out on 9/11.
Oh, wow.
And I remember distinctly him sharing. He played a couple of the songs that were going to be on the record, on the album, and he also was talking about it. So it's kind of one special little memory that I have kind of that time, because I remember kind of the anticipation of that album coming out. And then of course it came out on 9/11, when all that was happening. And so that was one little special memory I have of that Night of Joy.
But how amazing to go with your dad and brother, though. That must have been awesome.
Yeah, we saw those concerts. We did a few of the rides. I remember we went on, I know we went on the Buzz Lightyear. And I think we did a couple other rides. Peter Pan, I think.
James,
And
we love Peter Pan.
what was the other one? We did another. I think we made it on like 3 rides.
Do you mind
Buzz
Train?
Lightyear, Peter Pan. Um,
Small World or Mine Train? Or
Buzz
maybe
Light-
Thunder.
oh no, it was Space Mountain, because I hated it.
Oh, I went for the well, I think a long time ago I went with my friend Val and Serena, and oh my gosh, only because of my friends. Like they were going, and James was in the wheelchair, and we left him, and oh, I will never. I do not need to go on that again. It just it almost made me sick as I did on Slinky Dog, but I tried to go on Slinky Dog, and oh,
I didn't get sick on Space Mountain, but I hated I don't enjoy fast, and it's in the dark and you're going everywhere, and it's like you hear other people screaming, which makes it worse. So anyway, but it was really fun to go to Night of Joy.
that's
Um,
yeah. We've had a couple festivals, like I was saying, the Luis Palau. He did he come just 1 year or 2 years, but it was like a 3-4 day event, and Kirk Franklin actually did come too. He came, um, and whenever that happens, there's always so many different artists, and but I think Columbia is not Columbia. Florence is usually the closest. Well, no, Charleston, North Charleston actually. I think Lauren Daigle was coming there, and a couple people come there. I think, and I'm trying to remember where Stephen was coming. Stephen, I wanted to see him. He came this Christmas, and he for a Christmas concert, because I believe he just put a Christmas album out, and this year or last year, or
I
and
don't.
he has a Christmas album, and I'm not sure
He
when it
has a
came
few
out.
Christmas albums. I don't.
Yeah, oh yeah,
I don't.
I have the real old one when he looks, his hair's like really long, like in the 90s.
The Yeah.
Yeah, not Billy Ray, but almost. It's really he looks like a girl almost. But I'm trying, but because because all my Christmas CDs, I think I have him, John Clay. I have several Christian Christmas ones, but yeah, I wish they would do that. But yeah, one of these days I would like to go to Epcot, but
Yeah,
nothing's
I
finished yet.
actually.
I want to wait. I want to wait till Moana is done, and then we'll probably try to go, because it may it may not be done till next year, but it's still Walcott to me. you know,
Yeah, it's the I call it the perpetual festival of the walls. So,
It's Walcott to me. Every time I heard that, I'm like, yep, that's it, Walcott. And but I'm just glad. 2018, we did. It was uh last time we were there, and the first thing I wanted to do, we got there as early as we could, and we waited about 45 minutes, and we got to do Frozen. So I've gotten to do Frozen once, and I would love to go back and do that. That's one of my favorite rides there. Besides the Grand Fiesta Tour, I love the Three Caballeros. That's my. I hope I get to see it one more time before they get rid of it because I have a feeling it's coming. Because
yeah.
I think I talked about it before in one of my videos. Because when we went there and I saw all this Coco stuff, it was right when Coco came out, and I'm like, "Oh, what is all this fiesta? What is it? What they call it? The Day of the Dead." I'm like, what is all this skulls and everything? And then I finally got to watch Coco. Oh my God, I love it so much. All the music, um, and the relationship that Miguel has with Mama Coco and everything. I just love that movie so much. It's like I'm like, why are all these skulls around here and everything? But now maybe they're gonna. I guess now they're gonna like try to get Encanto in there too because they got Encanto foods and different things. And I did watch it once. It was okay. It's not a Coco, but it's okay. I liked it.
Yeah, I haven't seen Encanto yet. I saw Coco. Watched Coco once.
Yeah.
I would probably go watch Coco again over, seeing Encanto for the first time, honestly. um, but speaking of watching things, I don't know if you were ever into the WoW series.
We have several of them.
I have,
Every
I think
Christmas.
I just I just grabbed two of these, but I have like all of the DVDs they put out. I have, um,
Surprised James hasn't come in here and brought them to me. We every Christmas, I think, because then they come out. If they ever came out Christmas or right at the beginning of the year, every year they came out.
they came out like in the October, September,
Yeah, it was.
October,
That's right. Because his birthday's in
because
October. Because every birthday, that's what he wanted. He
because
loved the.
the CD version of 1999 was one of the first Christian CDs that I ever had.
Yeah,
And
we got
so
married that. That was. I remember that. That was the year we
and
got married.
so and this was like the last one that they put out. But every for many years, like that was like my standard Christmas wish list item. I want the new WoW. I want the new WoW. I want the new WoW. Then once I started, I had a job and I had my own income. Then of course I could just I buy all the CDs. So I have like all of the I have like all of the I'm going to call them the regular WoW hits.
Mhm.
I only have one or two of the gospel ones that they did. But
Okay.
I've got all of these. I have like all the Christmas ones. They put out a hymns WoW. They did a bunch of worships. Yeah, Darla says a few of the WoW worships. Um,
Yeah, because before YouTube, I mean, this is what we did for, instead of watching movies, we would bring out our DVDs. So
yeah,
this is, I have one of, this is Mercy Me. It's when they were on tour, I guess. I can only imagine, here am I. So this was, and they have backstage. I love when they do the backstage stuff. And then I have a Jars and Clay in concert.
yeah. I've got a couple other DVDs. I guess I should have grabbed all of them, but I've got
And this,
I
and then
have the
this is Kirk
okay,
Franklin.
Kirk Franklin. I know I have the Michael W. Smith did the worship DVD.
Oh,
It was like him live.
this is the last one. This is Third Day. This is an older one of theirs.
Okay, I've got. What do I have of theirs? I have something live of theirs. I feel like it was a video.
Have you ever seen Mercy Me in concert? They're really good. And Big
I
Daddy
have
Weave.
not.
Oh my gosh, that just
Oh, Big
reminds
Daddy Weave. I like Big Daddy Weave.
when they came here. So another thing that we would, so the church we went to, they used to have a youth thing on around New Year's every. It's called the Big God Conference, and all the youth groups from like all over the United States would come, and Big Daddy Weave would come every year, and different artists. And Mike Weaver was like 300 something pounds, and and that was, and whenever they would have them, that's when I would volunteer, and I got to like meet several artists backstage, because um, there was nothing really for me to do. I was just waiting for the concert to start, and I would got to pass him in the hallway one night, and I don't know if if you remember watching my video, if you know who KJ52 is, Noah.
I've heard a couple of his.
Noah is he's like rap, hip hop. Um, he came to perform one year. I met him before we got married. Me and James. He was in a band. It was a band. It was him and another guy, and a turntable, and it was actually called Sons of Intellect. And his name was Noah. And I met him, and he's from Cape Coral, Florida. And
Okay.
when he came to perform, he was sick. I mean, throwing up sick. And we didn't know if he was going to perform. They were like calling other people. He's like, no, you don't need to get anybody. He would play a few songs. He would collect himself, play a few songs. And he has a song called Mountain Dew. And he had everybody holding up a Mountain Dew can. And what is that one? He's got so much energy. But I got to meet his wife was sitting backstage.
Hmm.
uh I got to meet her. She was so sweet. I said, how's he doing? Is he okay? And I said, I've known your husband for a long time. I said, I'm a big fan of his. And she said, oh wow, Kate. I said, yeah, I've been following him since Sense of Intellect. She's like, oh wow. And yeah, like I love it when I get to like when we saw Toby Mac, the little story how me and James James nearly got clobbered by Toby because we were leaving and Toby was coming the other way, and he's like, "Hey, that's," and he touched his arm, grabbed his arm, and Toby spinned around. He's like, "Hey, you're Toby Mac," and he's like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Hey, Toby," I said, "I'm a big fan of yours and DC Talk." I said, I said, "I have Heaven Bound," and he's like, "What?" And if you don't know, so I brought them all out. So this is one of the 90s. This is called New Thing. This was in the 90s. And of course, this is Jesus Freak. And then we have Intermission. This was just the greatest hits. But he's like, wow. He said, you're hardcore. I'm like, yeah. And then this was, he's like, you've been with, I said, is this it? This is Love is a Verb. And they did it, Carmen. Remember he did a song, and I think it was actually on Addicted to Jesus. That was for the time. That was an awesome song. It's on Carmen's CD. This is free at last. This is amazing. You gotta check out Michael's high top. He has a high top faith on there. It was that was back in the day. That was when they were very very young. But I just love those guys so much. But yeah, and so yeah, I think I'm trying to think. I just I thank you so much for letting me come on and talk about Christian music. I really do, Dean.
Yeah, and I mean, we might have to maybe do a follow up sometime. But this was definitely fun. But I know we need to talk about this
Veggie Tales.
before
If
we go.
you like to talk to tomatoes, if oh gosh, I can't, makes you cry. Veggie Tales, Veggie Tales. Oh, you got Larry Boy.
Yeah.
Oh gosh,
And
before I
he's
forget.
got suction cups for his.
Oh my gosh, Dean, do you the song Larry Boy? You know who sings it? Nicole
Nicole
C.
C.
Mullen.
Yeah.
She came in concert at our church. She sang to me. I was like cloud nine. I'm like, Nicole, I said, you sang Larry Boy soundtrack. She's like, yeah. And she goes, Larry girl, Larry girl. And she sang everybody. And there was a line. I mean, long line. And she just took her time and sang to me. And I was like, oh. And she's tall. I'm like, oh my God, she's the most beautiful black lady I've ever. So gorgeous. And she was Nicole Cole. Her last name is Cole, but she got married, and she's Nicole C. Mullen now. But she's got awesome music too. But
Oh yeah.
when she sang Larry Boy to me, I was like, yeah.
That's awesome.
But and Hairbrush, the Audio Adrenaline actually used to do that in their concerts. Oh, where is my hairbrush? Oh, where is my hairbrush? Oh, where? They would, because they did a whole CD of all on the. Well, you probably the silly sing
I have
along.
it.
The silly sing along.
They did an album. There was an album called Veggie Rock that they did.
Oh gosh,
it was a compilation. Let me grab it real quick. Okay. So
hey,
here
Mike.
it is.
Oh, thank you, Mike. Hey, Mikey.
This is, hey Mike, how are you? So this is the album. It came out, oh gosh, looks like 2004, but this is like a bunch of artists that did their covers, I guess.
Okay.
Of different of the
right.
Veggie Tales songs.
Right. Okay.
So Audio Adrenaline is on here with the Hairbrush song. Rebecca St. James does the theme song.
Okay.
There's a band on here called Stevenson. Okay. It was created just for this album. It's Stephen Curtis Chapman and his sons, and they called it Stevenson. So they do I Love My Lips.
Oh.
Then Sanctus Real, Promised Land. They have the Newsboys from the song from Jonah in the Belly of a Whale, or in the Belly of the Whale. From the, and then Super Chick does the Water Buffalo song.
Oh, yep. Mine is yours and yours is blue.
And then Paul Coleman does I'm So Blue. Reliant K does the Pirates Who Don't Do Anything. Oh,
we are the pirates that don't do anything.
Stay home and lie around.
I think Sabu, the Sabu was one of my favorites. Sabu. And then what's the Mr. Lunt, the cheeseburger song.
So the cheeseburger.
Yeah.
Actually, that Tate. It's like the band that Michael Tate.
Yes,
he's
he had his own band.
I don't know if you can see that Tate right there. Tate.
Okay.
Skillet does Stand. The Supertones. I Can Be Your Friend.
See, and it's the Supertones. That's a ska band. That's another genre that I wanted to mention. They have like a lot of trumpets and stuff, but I've seen them and they're awesome.
Yeah. So and.
I'll have to look that up on YouTube.
That's a cool album. But I grabbed a couple of my Veggie Tale DVDs. This is Larry Boy and the Bad Apple. Then of course he was joined by a bunch of them with the League of Incredible Vegetables. Then of course they did like Lord of the Beans. Lord of the Rings, and then Minnesota Cuke, like Indiana Jones.
Okay.
So yeah,
I
I
think
just grabbed a couple of those that
I,
are like,
Madam. I think all mine were on VHS. I think Madam Blueberry is the only one we had on DVD. You know, we've
yeah,
never had, but we love to watch them. They were just so funny. What I would do was we actually recorded, like, for my nieces and nephews, different ones. We would when you could do it back in the day, record them and then put it on DVD. I'd like recorded all of them for one my nephew Shane, who passed away. For his kids, I made like a DVD for them so they could watch them all. They could just play it and watch all of them. Cause yeah.
yeah. So we had to talk about Veggie Tales. I know we had to. Joe James says the bunny. The bunny.
Yeah,
The
oh,
bunny. Oh, I love the bunny. I didn't eat my
yeah. That
something
was
something.
when they were worshiping the bunny, like was it they not, but there were, I mean, but the reason they're so good because they bring the little Bible stories for kids to kind of understand it. Like the David, what was David and Goliath? Um was Can't remember.
Dave
But
and
there
the giant pickle.
David Giant, yes,
Yeah.
David and Giant Pickle. And then there was one, Where's God When I'm Scared? That was the first one. There was just so many. They were so good. But the Madame Blueberry, she had so many things. It was they just all had such good life lessons. You know, that's
Yeah.
yeah.
So anyway, I think
My
it's been
internet
okay.
kept my internet hung in there. Yay! I was
It
so
did
afraid.
kind of skip a couple times, but you know, it wasn't like anything like major. So I didn't like say anything because I didn't want to like jinx it or anything. So
Thank you so much for having me on.
so
And thank you everybody that popped in. I appreciate it so much.
yes, thank you everyone. James, nice to see you. Darla, um, Mike Wheeler, Tina. Let me go up here.
And if you're watching the replay,
Broadway Disney fan. It looks like a bot came in. Hi,
oh
bot.
no.
Nicole Rodenheisler. Um, Chuck.
Oh, the Christmas toy. Yeah, that I always watch that at Christmas time. Yeah. They have a
Oh, yeah,
Christmas.
the toy that saved Christmas.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah. So, you know, maybe in the future.
I'll be happy to
But
do that.
anyway, this was a lot of fun. I might like continue the Christian music talk on like one of my solo streams in the future too. But this was a lot of fun
Well, I'll be in
because
the
you know, like you said, you know, like you talked about earlier, you know, when you know you find out someone you know shares a passion, you know, it's so um, you know you get fired up and you get you know excited and so this was a lot of fun. So
and I
um,
enjoy your stories. I've been watching your live streams, and that was such an nice thing you did for your dad. He got to see you read Dumbo. That was so. I love
yeah.
Dumbo so much. Yeah.
Well, I do need to since you saw that you said that I do need to just you know ask everyone to keep my dad in your
Yes.
prayers. He's actually
He
they
needs to get out of ICU for one thing. He needs to.
and right now he's still they have him under sedation.
Oh.
So my mom they're you know they're she played the video for him
Oh.
because you know it's kind of like they think that he can you know hear, so like people you know when she's there she'll like read to him or they'll people will call on the phone and she'll you know put the speakerphone and so you know there's um she'll you know talk you know you know do the voice so he can hear that um But yeah, do pray. He's in the ICU right now still, and it's definitely going to be a journey um, of till he gets well enough to come home, and I'm sure when he comes home, there's still going to be um, a time to till
How long has he been there? A couple of weeks now? A week?
he went in there January. He went to the ER on the 13th of January, and then the next morning they said, well, they're sending him to the hospital. And I thought, oh, okay, well, maybe it'll just be like, because that was like the 14th was the Friday. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe he'll just be there over the weekend and they'll send him back next week. No, it just kind of.
Is he still not getting enough oxygen? Is he still on the oxygen and everything?
They've been able to, I think he's at 70% now, is what they were able to dial it back to, but he was like in the 90 something percent at one time. But it's
Are they trying to win him so he can be on his own? Is that what you mean?
yeah.
Okay.
So it seems like it's taking, it's taking faith. It's taking, faith to endure it.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, thank you for prayers, everybody, and yeah. So yeah, this has been a fun stream. Do you have anything that is coming, or anything coming up on your channel?
I'm still trying to get videos for my trip. I've been put a couple of videos. On my days off, Wednesdays and Thursdays is usually when I try to post. And just what was the last one? I did a couple little parade, and I did another one.
Oh, you did the fireworks.
Yes, the fireworks.
Yeah.
Yeah, Russ. So we spent the day with Russ and Amy, and that even Russ took us was behind the castle, like near where Peter Pan, no, Pinocchio ride is, and we were so close. But the only thing is, you had to keep going like this, going like this. But you were so close, and it was such an amazing view. So I figured I would just make that one video because I still have a couple more from that day, and because me and James met some other YouTubers that morning, but Russ and Amy they waited for us, and then we did Small World and a couple rides, and then we went to the Polynesian. So I'm like I'm trying to get that little footage. I may have a video of that, but on the 9th of February, I do have a box swap coming up with another YouTuber friend, and her name is Amber the Collector, and her birthday's on the 9th. So I'm in it, and about 8 or 10 other channels are in it, and we're doing a royal princess swap, and to honor her birthday, and I got an amazing box, and I will be putting that video up on the 9th.
Okay.
But I should be putting little videos here and there before then. But I've been slowly putting them up because we did Animal Kingdom first, and then we did SeaWorld. So I think I have all my SeaWorld videos done. And that was such an amazing day. I tell you, because Russ took us there and seeing all the animals, just it was so amazing. And I still have probably a couple more videos for my November trip, and then I'll be in Orlando in 2 more weeks, and I can't wait. And I'll get to take more videos. Thank you, Mike.
I'll have to look and see. I will try to, come down and see you. I mean, I might even go get my pass early, and I don't know.
We'll keep in touch, and you message me, let me know, and we'll
Okay.
figure it out. All
So
right. Well,
yeah,
bye
so my
everybody.
client has my link there. Next week, I come back with my regular streams. Monday will be 2 or 2:30. I haven't decided. Um, for a little just regular, chit chat time. I'll try to find, I don't know, an interesting article or some Disney news to talk about. Um, so that's my stream called Gobbletastically Yours on Monday. And then Thursday night is the stories that Sherie mentioned a little bit ago. That's Once Upon a Turkey Leg, and that's at 10:30 Eastern Time. So that starts up next week. Brian K., how are you? Oh, no problem. Um, we have had a very fun stream talking about Christian music, including
Veggie Tales.
Veggie Tales. So
I think I had a Larry the Cucumber at one point. I think I might have given it to one of my nieces or nephews, I believe.
yeah, this is my some of my siblings had there was a regular Larry, there was a Bob the Tomato, somebody had Laura Carrot,
And
uh,
Junior Asparagus.
I think someone had Junior. Anyway, someone might have had one of the French peas. That
Oh
sounds
wow.
familiar. Anyway, so thank you everyone for coming. Thank you, Sherie, for joining me today. This was a lot of fun. And everyone have a great rest of your Thursday. Um, I might have a pop-up stream tonight. I've been feeling like I want to come on and read some scripture on a live stream. So that might be tonight. I might do that around 10. It'll just be like a pop-up stream. So everyone make sure you have your bells rung on all. It also might just be an Instagram live. So go if you follow me on Instagram. It's at Dean the Turkey Lakester. If I go live, it'll be either here on YouTube or it'll be on Instagram, and I'll just go live and read some scriptures just to kind of help me with everything going on in my world. And I do need to shout out before we go. Today is one of my little nephews turning a year old.
Oh.
I don't know how he's a year old already. It feels like he just was born like last week. But I had my grandma's birthday was yesterday. So and then my family has a lot of birthdays in February, so I won't.
February is a good month to have a birthday.
Oh yeah, I know. You mentioned it
Yep.
was on when's your birthday? You said
The 19th. The
the
19th.
19th. Okay. Oh my, for a sister on the 18th.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
So,
That's
yep.
funny.
And
That's
I
so
have another
cool.
nephew on the 22nd.
Wow. A lot of
Actually,
February.
I've got a sister-in-law birthday on the 10th, and then there's another sister-in-law on the 24th, and a brother on the 27th, and then we're out of. That's like the end of the month. So
Yep, it's a short month. Yep.
yep. So there's a lot of us in February. There's a lot of us. There's a lot of us in September. There's a lot of.
When is your
Uh,
birthday? I know.
my birthday is April the 6th.
April. Okay. April. Alrighty.
So anyway, um, have a great day, everyone. Thank you again, Sherie, and we'll see you next time.
Everyone have a blessed day.
Yes.